Today, we're going to be talking about what would you ask your future self. Now, I want you to just think about the goal and think about who you would be if you achieved that goal. What would you think? How would you feel? How would you show up? What would be different about you if you achieved that goal? And what I like to do is really just write this down because I really want to be able to connect with this person. And because it's me, it's a lot easier to do it on paper. And so I want you to just kind of write out like, what would a day be like? What would you feel? How would you show up? What would be different? What would you be thinking? What would you believe? And then once you kind of get that and you're like, yeah, I can kind of see like the differences, I can connect to this version of me, then you can ask your future self any question that you want. What is some advice that you would have for me? What would you think about this? If this didn't work, how would you approach that? I don't know how to solve this problem. How would you solve it? So you can start to have this dialogue with this other version of you. And what this really does is it allows you to gain wisdom from your future self. Because, for instance, if you have a failure, but you know that it works out, you know you still achieve your goal, you know that that happens, how would you then approach this failure instead of approaching the failure from the belief that it might not happen, it might not work out, it might not be possible for me? It's going to be very different. And you can even practice this like being the person that I am now, what would I do in this moment? Being the person that knows that I'm going to achieve the goal, what would I do differently? And then just start to see that contrast. So, this is a really powerful exercise that you can do, but it just takes you actually sitting down, writing down these things about your future self, connecting to that person, and then getting that insight and getting that wisdom. When you understand how your brain works, it makes it so much easier to work with your brain. I want you to think about how you're currently taking action. If you don't understand how your brain works, it's like you're swimming up the current. It's so much harder. Whereas if you just turned around, then you could actually swim so much easier because you would be working with your brain. If this is something you want to learn about, go to successbykayla.com to sign up and get instant access to my Why You Aren't Taking Action video.